This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Very busy 3-hour program lined up today. A lot on the play-in games in the NBA and the first round, which begins this weekend. Busy baseball card with day games going on. A good one right now in the Bronx, so we'll update you on. We got plenty of hockey on the card today. We got Reeler Fugazi coming up a little bit later on. NFL draft as well. Jeff Davis on the NHL in 30 minutes. Justin Carico from here at Circa as well on the NBA. Dan Leberfeld on the NFL draft, and Steve Wiss, best bets in soccer a little bit later on. This game right now, Paulie, in the Bronx between the Yankees and the Angels. This has been a crazy series, one of which the Angels actually should be looking for a four-game sweep today. Mm-hmm. They have blown 2 of these games. It's in the top of the 7th right now. The game has gone over the total. It's 7-4 Angels. The Yankees were almost a $3 favorite in this game, which, and they're playing a little home run derby. Aaron Judge got the party started today. He hit his 8th. He was plus 155 at BetMGM to go yard, 410 feet. Then Giancarlo Stanton nailed one as well. He was plus 220, 445 feet. And the shot that Mike Trout just hit, I was watching it live. I thought it was deep on a laser beam to left center. I thought that was 500 feet. They ruled it at 446. And Judge was plus 390 to do it. He did it again. He's got 7 now on the year. Please, for the love of God, stay healthy for the entire year.
Yeah, on pace for 68. Yeah, this is something. And 5 home runs the last 4 games for Trout. Fun division, too. You know, the Ace came into play in first place. Sole possession for the first time in 5 years. So great job by this division. Great job by the Angels. And again, the issues continue for the Yankees.
So I don't want to get completely nuts with what's going on in this series and how they're scoring a lot of runs, and they're actually getting great pitching performances from my guy, Jose Soriano, and also Reed Detmers so far.
Yeah, it goes tomorrow, Soriano.
The Angels are 20-1 or more to win that division. I think the Astros could stink the entire year. They don't have a lot of pitching. The Mariners do have all the pitching in the world, but I don't trust their batters for the most part. They'll get hot at some point. They're a good team. Texas is good, but at 20-1, now you're basically banking on Trout playing 140 games, which is it's not a fun bet to make when he's going to go on the IL in 2 weeks and he misses a month out of the season. But they're evidently good. I think they're a fun team to watch. They score runs, and they have 2 guys at the top of that staff right now that look and appear to be on their way to really good seasons anyway.
Did I say the Francesa? Talk to me in August. Talk to me in August, see where they're at. Not a bad price, though.
Well, 25 actually at DraftKings. Like I said, I looked at FanDuel. They were 20, so who knows? There might be a rogue book with 40-1 on them.
Yeah. Did you fade Corbin today?
I did not.
He pitched well, though.
He did.
Damn.
I looked into it, but I did not. And part of the reason there is because it's the Brewers. And they're not exactly scoring a zillion runs right now.
Nope. Pitching helped them out, though. 1-2-1 again. Good job. So, Corbin, if you went with the Brewers, you won. Mm-hmm. But Corbin pitched well. And how about the Royals? Cannot hit.
They can't.
Lost 2-1 last night. They're losing 6-2 in the 7th. Again, the Tigers are about to go to 8-1 at home. And Kansas City, if this holds and nothing happens the rest of the game, 2 runs or fewer, 8 of their last 9.
Wow. And just betting the team total under 3.5 or 2.5 with the alt numbers, you're getting some huge plus prices on those.
Yeah, and the beat goes on, Witt has 1 run scored the whole year.
Well, yeah,
run.
He's been on base how many times? He's been stranded 98% of the time that he's been on so far.
That's right.
How are you feeling right now about the Warriors to make the playoffs ticket that you have?
I feel good.
I think you have to feel really good.
Yeah, it was vintage Curry. They look like the Warriors of the past. That's shame on the Clippers for losing that game. They were up 8 in the 4th quarter. Mathurin played well, like we talked about. He goes for 23. Bad beat if you bet him most threes in the game. He hit 5. But Curry was Superman, and it was just raining threes at the end. You know, we got a couple good emails that pointed out Al Horford coming in the 4th quarter was minus 20 with his plus-minus, but then he's knocking down all those threes. So Porzingis got hot, Curry got hot, and they scored 40-plus points in the 4th quarter. And we'll see if the health of the Suns tomorrow. But if that Golden State team shows up, they're winning the game.
Steph with 35 when it mattered most, 27 in the second half, 11 in the fourth quarter. Can't get enough of watching this guy.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr was elated after the game. He talked about how we're champions again. He was that excited about winning the play-in game last night. And I have to be honest, I don't trust Phoenix to win that game tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to bet this game, it would only be Golden State, and I'd split bets. I'd take the 3, and I would also bet them on the money line in this
certainly,
game.
They were getting their ass kicked by Portland. You get that kind of performance by Green. Brooks shot the ball well, and you still got beat. So they have a ton of big game experience, and they showed it. They were awesome last night.
Yeah,
my takeaway is the debacle with the whole Kawhi Leonard era in Los Angeles, because it might come to an end now. This might be it. Whether there's going to be a ruling, what happens? Is there a fine? Is there some type of suspension? What happens if Silver would actually grow a pair and rule on this? And what happens with the investigation? But maybe move over Nico Harrison, because this is one of the worst trades in sports history as well. Now, as you said yesterday, now it means that OKC has a 1.5% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. So they could go back to back, and then there could be madness once the lottery starts too. And don't laugh; it happened last year with the Mavs.
Right.
Although there could have been shenanigans too.
Yeah,
so
making up for the Luka debacle.
It was tough. I mean, they got a lot of guys played well for the Clippers, and
they did.
They're up 10, they cut it to 2. They go back up 10, it cuts down to 1. They go back up 10, and then everything was going in for Golden State in the fourth. And they pull away and get the win.
Like, there's no way you can tell me that you're not a believer in experience mattering come this time of the year. It just did. Again, last night, look at the way Draymond Green played defense in that fourth quarter. He was elite again, and Kerr called him the best defender he's ever seen play the game. And I don't like Draymond Green. I hated the way that he was publicly going after the Defensive Player of the Year last year, which is an absolute joke, and people wanted to give it to him. And I'm like, oh, my God, please stop. Don't fall for this. But that said, he was phenomenal last night, and if he can play like that in spurts, no, they're not beating Oklahoma City if they get by Phoenix.
Well, look what they did from 3.
But Curry can make it. He can make some of the games interesting because he's the best.
Yeah, he's awesome, no doubt.
I would trade Kawhi Leonard.
Well,
I would trade him if you can, based on the nonsense with the contract and everything like that.
Could void the contract entirely. Yeah. Who knows? Going to be a weird situation. And I think we all agree it's enough of Orlando. We got that right with Bane, plus 850, most points in the game. He's the only guy who looked like he cared.
I know.
I mean, but again, like we talk about Avia, but that guy puts his head down and goes to the basket. He's a truck, too. So as good as he is from 3, but he was great in the loss, but everyone chipped in for Philly. It was the same type of game. Orlando would make a run, and the Sixers would say, okay, cut it out. And then they ran them out in the fourth quarter. But Charlotte laying 3.5 now. They get the good news on ball. They're a better team, and it appears this team wants the season over, and they want this coach fired. Because what is Banchero doing? Shooting air balls, not aggressive. The only reason that was close was because of Bane. So he's the only guy other than Wagner showing fight. So I hope Charlotte does everyone a favor and takes out Orlando tomorrow, because everyone wants to see the Buzz City Killers in the playoffs anyways.
We can't have this garbage team in the playoffs, Orlando.
No, they don't want to do it. They don't want to be there.
So the number, by the way, opened up 2 right away and then shot directly up, touched 4.5. It's at 3.5 right now. I would actually take a little Orlando plus 4.5. And that's kind of based on having the Hornets at 14-1 to make the playoffs. And I took Miami plus the 6 the other night and kind of like threaded that needle. I also thought it was too many points. Yeah. But if we can come back and do this again, then we can have the Hornets win a game between 1 and 4 in that scenario, and then cash both tickets and be dancing if they make the playoffs. But I don't want to be devastated tomorrow night. Not only losing that ticket, but I don't want to see Orlando will get absolutely smacked in the first round. That's a 4-game sweep against Detroit if they make it. Yep. And the Hornets can actually give the Pistons a little bit of a series here. And I mean, the whole Banchero, it's him now, right? He's the guy that wants Mosley gone, evidently. And so if it's a lame duck coach, not looking good, what is it about Duke players, by the way, once they get into the NBA?
No kidding.
I mean, it's just like the list of guys, and I'm not making this up. I mean, it's like one right after another that Banchero was horrendous again last night. Terrible. And
yes, he was.
I don't know if there's something to that or not. Kneppel might lose the Rookie of the Year because of that, because ballots didn't go out because of this whole Cade Cunningham and Luka Doncic thing, where they had to wait and see if they were going to be available with the 65-game rule with their exceptions. Yeah. So now if people are going to factor that into the equation, you actually might lose the Rookie of the Year.
See how he responds tomorrow. I think his points prop is too high at 18 after he got benched. Can I interest you in Bain again? Most points plus 650. You're going to have to fade LaMelo, who's going to shoot 30 times.
Right.
But plus 650 is not bad.
What's Miller?
Bay's going to be the, I'll look in a second. And Steph Curry to have the most made threes tomorrow is $1.20. 24 and 19 with him, 13 and 26 without him. 27, 5 and 6 on the season.
I would say Phoenix, they have a couple of candidates that could, if Grayson Allen goes, and Gillespie as well, I'm just saying, like in a one-off, one of those guys might take 12, 13, 14 threes. So you might get a huge price on somebody like that to actually do it. By the way, Oubre got it done in the Sixers game.
Yeah,
we talked about
1.
Grimes, and Oubre is the one who cashed it.
That's right. He got it going early on. Drummond with the double-double, 4-1.
Bang.
How about that? Yeah,
that was
a lot of these big props.
They did.
Tickets. Edgecombe, 9-1 most rebounds. I didn't even see what Collins was for most rebounds in a Clipper game. That must have been a huge ticket. But most assists done, 22-1. Most points, Bain plus 850.
Damn.
Most threes, Oubre, 18-1. Excellent job that Caesars has this up on every game. And they also have some unique props I've never seen before as well, with some, which we'll get into later on, for the series prices and series bets you can make as well.
Good. Expand on that coming up next. Yeah. And Mathurin got there with the ladder, too.
Yeah, that's right. It was, 5-1, 20 points?
Yeah.
4-1, 20 points?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he climbed everything. He went over the point prop of 11.5, hit the 15+ and the 20+, and those were all pretty nice numbers. So Paul's going to share some of those props coming up. We'll dive into the first round numbers and matchups that we have as well in the first round. I can't stop staring at the numbers Nikola Jokic put up against the Timberwolves this year. Wait until you hear these bad boys next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Who's your friend?
Oh, this is AI Sports Betting Bot 3000. Watch this.
Hello, bet $100 on Chicago.
Great idea. Too bad Chicago's not playing.
You just passed the test. Put it on New York.
You know their goalie just got injured.
No.
Automated bet tracking, community data-driven insight. Download the app free and bet smarter with Juice Reel.
Good robot.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Hey everybody, Jensen Lewis here, host of VSiN by the Books. Tune in tomorrow, joining me, the Moose, Mark Malusis, to handicap the last night of the NBA play-in tournament. Then we'll go series by series to preview the NBA playoffs. We give our Stanley Cup picks and so much more. As always, joined by a guest list that includes Lou Finicaro's UFC Best Bets and Borgata Director of Racing Sports, Thomas Gable. It's a Friday edition of VSiN by the Books, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
So just for the record here, when Mike Trout homered again about 15 minutes ago, that's now 5 home runs in this series against the Yankees. He was plus 390 today to do it again. This is from Sarah Langs on X. She's a Dynamite follow at Slangs on Sports, or S Langs on Sports. Mike Trout is the first ever opposing player to homer in 4 consecutive days at Yankee Stadium. There you go. Whammo from Trouty.
That is something. Congratulations.
Now, here's the thing. I've already seen this today on X. People saying that team, like they fill in the blank. They've said the Phillies, the Yankees, other teams need to go out and make a trade for Trout at the deadline this year. If the Angels are in it, there's no way they're going to trade the guy. Like, why would they? They never traded Ohtani. Yeah. And they were never in the playoff race ever with both those guys.
Yeah.
All right, so before you share some of these new props that you have, I wanted to pay off the tease here, Paulie, with this Wolves-Nuggets series that we have in Game 1. Denver laying about 6.5 here, and the total is 232. Obviously, the Nuggets' number 1 offensive efficiency in the NBA this year, second best offensive rating in the history of the league. And these numbers from Joker against Minnesota this year, he averaged 35.8 points per game, 15 rebounds, 11.3 assists, and he shot 65, 50, and 93.2% in their games.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Yep. You can bet at Caesars will he lead in all 3 categories in the series. It's plus $1.45. The only thing I would worry about is probably can Ant catch him for points.
Yeah, if Peyton Watson doesn't play and Anthony Edwards is fully healthy, then I think Ant might be the guy there.
Yeah. That's a fun market, too.
That is creative. I like that,
You can bet will he score 40 in a game. You can bet will he score 50 in a game. You can bet will he have 20 rebounds in any game. You can also bet in every series, will a team come back down 20-plus points? I wish they put up 30. OKC did that last year.
Well, this would be the series, though, right? They have a history here between these two teams.
They do. They have that up. And they also have, will a team be down, like, for example, in the Boston series, will a team come back and win down 20? It's plus 450. 25 is 12-1. And will a team rally down 2+ games to win the series? That's 15-1.
That goes for any series in the
That goes for all this. And you can also bet, will any game go to overtime on all 8 series as well? So it's good props, creative props. And again, in every series, most points, rebounds, assists, and made threes. One I looked at, now it's a big price, but Brunson is minus 260 to have the most points in the Knicks series.
Well, okay.
Come on. Alexander Walker's a great story, and he's going to win most improved as he went from 9 points to 20. And they run a lot of stuff for him, and he was good from 3.
He just had 36 against him in 7 threes.
But he averages 20 a game. And, what's he going to average? How many shots will he take? And Brunson is the go-to guy and does everything for the Knicks. And plus, he was the reason they won that game on that Monday night as he took over in the 4th quarter.
That's right.
That is very aggressive for Alexander Walker, who might have to average 30 to do it.
What's the number on him?
Plus 550 is the second choice.
What's the number on Karl Anthony Towns?
I was going to say the same thing. He's 9-1. He ate them alive.
Killed them this year.
He averaged 28 and 13.
Yeah, and the Hawks don't really have an answer for him.
Yeah.
They have an answer for other guys, and I think that's where it becomes intriguing to me on a guy like Towns, because Brunson is absolutely fantastic. We all know this. But at least they have guys like Alexander Walker and Dyson Daniels that can attack Brunson. And if they blitz him in this series, to make it very difficult for him to, get to the free throw line potentially and score a ton of points. And if that's going to be the case where he's the main focal point of the Atlanta defense, I don't see them having a scenario where they're going to slow down Towns. And I would look at Towns as a result of that at 9-1 to lead in points.
Miller, by the way, is plus 450 most points tomorrow for Charlotte, you were asking.
Okay.
I don't see this as a quick series. I think Denver's 21st in defense. They have won 12 in a row, but we know the success, and it's a tough matchup going against Minnesota. Now, Minnesota dealing with the injuries, and you had McDaniels and Ant banged up late in the season. But I still think this can go 6 and be a competitive series. And there's way too much Denver love.
I would agree.
I respect them, but man,
they're good.
This is you have problems defensively, and Aaron Gordon's a ticking time bomb.
I have to bring this up. If the Minnesota Timberwolves were a bigger market, and let's say that they were if they were the Lakers or if they were the Celtics, and the same team in that city made the conference finals back-to-back years, and they had basically the main core guys back from those teams, would that team get no respect? And would 12 people on ESPN all pick against them in the series? Not a chance on earth.
Yeah, right.
And that's what we have. Back-to-back Western Conference Finals, and it's like it never existed.
That's right.
It never happened. And I got to tell you, so they were slightly disappointing this year, the 6th seed. Again, as I've said, they play to their level of competition. But if they're healthy, Edwards, Randall, McDaniels, Reed, DiVincenzo, Gobert, DeSanmu, that is a strong 7, and you can keep going even a little bit more than that if you would like. I got to tell you, I will not fall off my couch if Minnesota wins the series. I'll take
over 5.5 is minus 130.
I'm right there with you, Paul.
How about that?
People are expecting Denver to win this game in a sweep or series in a sweep or 5 games and then like beat the Spurs and then potentially beat. Okay, all right, be careful. That's all I got to say. I think that's a very close series, very close. And in fact, I'd be intrigued by 6.5 in the first game as well by Minnesota.
Now, where are you at with Cleveland and Toronto? I think it's a horrible matchup for Toronto.
That's what I think.
I think it's a great story. No one expected them to make the playoffs, let alone be the 5 seed. But they played .500 ball from December on. And the problem was they weren't healthy. But when that lineup was out there for Cleveland, Allen, Mobley, Harden, and Mitchell, they eviscerated the competition. It's a small sample size, but that lineup is very good. And I think Allen's going to be a beast on the boards. It could be a big series for Mobley, and I can't make a case here for Toronto.
So I don't love this Cavaliers team overall, but in this series, I don't think that the Raptors have the dudes to line up and match the Cavaliers to go and make it interesting over 7 games. But again, I've heard people all over the map on this. We're going to hear from a guest we had on earlier this week, Matt Moore, but also Rick Kamla, NBA TV, longtime guy, was on Primetime the other night. He loves the Raptors in this series, loves them.
Wow.
To like win it outright. Yeah. And this was Matt Moore, Action Network, basically telling us the same exact thing earlier in the week.
Well, I don't think we're getting the big 4 in the second round because I think the Raptors are going to upset the Cavaliers, which might be my hottest take.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Yeah, I do not like this matchup for the Cavs at all. A lot of it is everybody's like, oh, the Raptors can't shoot enough. No, the Raptors bench can't shoot. But you can build lineups that have enough shooting with Emmanuel Quickley and with RJ Barrett. The staggered lineups are actually really pretty valid. A lot of the matchup stuff I see in this series leans towards Toronto. I love them plus 2.5. I love them plus 1.5 and some escalators. I don't like taking a Brandon Ingram team. That makes me uncomfortable, but I do like Scotty Barnes and the versatility. This Cavs team has not earned my trust. So I don't think we're getting the big 4.
Now, that's a good point at the end.
Yeah.
But all the pressure's on Cleveland because they will blow this up. They will fire Atkinson, and who knows the changes that are coming, and they got to make it to the conference finals. Winning just 1 round isn't good enough, and as Rizzo said, Mitchell never gets there as well. But they're 18th in defense since the Harden trade, but Toronto's 24th in rebounding. That's where Mobley and Allen are going to kill them.
They should.
And Allen is $1.30 to lead the series in rebounding. While I'm on it as well, Sengun's $1.60 in the Lakers series. I can't imagine like Ayton or LeBron's going to have more rebounds than Sengun.
It would have to be one of those 2 guys.
Yes.
Does Ayton actually step up and play to
I think
the
so.
level that he can? Well, if so, like if you get Ayton's A game the entire series, then he can obviously lead and he can have double-digit games the entire time.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to have to rebound against the Rockets because they're absolutely fantastic with all those big bodies.
A key to the series is going to be Hachimura because he can score. And when he gets going and gets a heat check, he can knock down some threes and he can score. But it also goes back to what do I do and what's the power rating on the Lakers now without 2 of their best players? Because they closed strong, but they also played bad teams. Phoenix sat everybody in that game.
I know.
Utah, come on. And the win against Golden State was nice, but Golden State didn't beat anybody. So, sweep plus 330? I mean, I don't like this Houston team. And the key will be the rebounding against their number 1 in the NBA in offensive rebounding percentage. But maybe it's just you can't overcome this, losing Luka and Reeves. But as you said earlier, you've got to look at LeBron props because he's going to do it all in this series, and he was great the last week and a half of the season.
I agree. When Matt Humans came on the show yesterday, he made a case for the Lakers in Game 1 to be absolutely live. They're going to have an entire week to get ready for this game. Mm-hmm. You're going to get LeBron's best possible, he's going to be throwing haymakers the entire time.
Yeah.
And I think, and by the way, not only that, do I think 5.5 is probably worth a bet on the Lakers. Look at how the totals. Is that a grand slam?
That's a grand slam.
Joe Adell, yep, a grand salami, and now the Angels lead 11-4. Wow. I don't know. Maybe by the time this show's over with, that 25-1 on this team to win the division is going to be gone.
Oh, I was looking at most threes in the series. Reed Shepherd, even money.
Oh, my God. He takes 10, 11 a game.
I don't think Luke Kennard's going to get enough looks. He's going to get the minutes, but that's everyone.
Man.
Everyone knows he's number one in the league.
Yeah.
Just don't leave him open. I think I'm with you with Shepherd about how many looks he's going to get.
NHL up next. Jeff Davis here at Circa Sports will kick around playoff series prices and find out which matchup he likes based on his numbers overall. Coming up next.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We'll hit the NHL here. Let's follow the money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We go out to the progressive guest line, long-time Vegas odds maker. He's been with Circa Sports basically from day one as well, and he's in charge of all the hockey numbers here. Jeff Davis joins the program. Jeff, good to talk to you today, my man. How are you?
Good, guys. Thanks for having me. Been a while.
Yeah, it has. It has. Can you talk? This has almost turned into the NBA a little bit with the NHL. I know the NBA is your favorite sport, but the NHL with all these teams like resting, we're talking about like maybe 10 players in that range. Numbers are going crazy. What has it been like to book these games the final week of the regular season?
Yeah, it's really hard. You really have to be in tune with what's happening with lineups and situations and what teams might rest guys and what teams won't. Couple examples. Game 81, Boston rested 4 guys, 5 guys, because they didn't really care if they were wild card 1, wild card 2. And so game 82, they said the guys who were out are going to be in. So I assumed the guys that weren't out were going to be out, like Pasta played 81, Geeky played 81, and you assume that they're going to rest. So you lean the number toward the Devils, and then everyone plays for no reason in game 82, and the Bruins close minus 150, and they win 100-0.
Yeah.
But then, you've got to get. So a lot of it is guessing, and then like tonight, the Blues. If the Mammoth were playing the Blues in a random game in January, the Mammoth would be minus 35, minus 40, somewhere in that general vicinity. There's been absolutely no word on a lineup from either team tonight, and the Blues are like minus $1.35 because we're assuming the Mammoth are going to rest a bunch of their guys, which is probably true, but we don't know that. And if the Mammoth decide to play everyone, this thing's going to move 60 cents back towards Utah. So there's that. And then tonight, Anaheim and the Predators open pick'em. Predators probably be a small favorite if this was a random game in January. Well, Anaheim has to try to win because they don't want to play Colorado. And Stamkos, Forsberg, Yossi, Shea, and Marchessault all didn't take morning skate today. So this game's probably going to close. It's kind of sitting minus a quarter right now. If everyone plays, Nashville's going to be favored. If none of them play, Anaheim's going to close $2. And you're going to get the news, and it takes the market a minute or two to react. So if they all don't play, which I kind of don't think any of them will play, because why are any of those guys going to grind through an injury in a meaningless game 82? I mean, this game could easily close anywhere from minus 60 to minus $2 if these guys don't play. And we won't know until 38 minutes to puck drop. So
They've lost 8 of 9, and they got to avoid Colorado, no doubt. But they come limping in. And how about this scenario? There's a path where Colorado plays Edmonton.
Yeah, it's not. I don't really want to think about that. I mean, the way the playoff structure is, Dallas is playing Minnesota, and those two teams should not be playing each other in the first round. But I mean, basically, the way the future book has worked out for Circa Sports is the Dallas and Wild future prices all year have looked bigger than what their team quality is because they're going to play Colorado in the second round, most likely. So people have been taking, bigger prices on these teams, kind of forgetting, well, they're going to be a $2 dog at least in the second round. Well, Edmonton could, they could beat Colorado in a series, and that really would, if that happens, that's going to change the future prices on a lot of teams tonight. And if those of you who like to bet futures should probably keep a close eye on Edmonton and Vancouver tonight, because if somehow Vancouver wins in regulation and LA and Anaheim both win, there are some future prices that will drastically change between tonight and tomorrow morning.
Good heads up
Good
there.
answer.
Was there a series price that first hit the screen and you're like, wait a second here, my numbers are not close to that?
Yeah, Vegas and Utah this morning I thought opened a bit high. There was a plus 60 on the screen that I just thought was too high. I mean, Vegas has looked awesome ever since they've had Tortorella, but they haven't exactly played a murderer's row of competition. They've played a bunch of the bottom feeders, and they played Colorado, who had already clinched the President's Trophy. So not taking anything away from what Vegas has done here in the last couple of weeks, but I just think these two teams, if this was 2 weeks ago, Vegas would be like -25 or -30, and now they're -80. I'm not sure. I thought that was a bit high.
Okay. Who's the best team in the East?
Tampa.
By
Tampa's
a wide margin?
No, Tampa and Carolina are pretty close. And then I think there's a little bit of a gap between those two. And I think we're getting lost in, there's been a lot of, you just read a lot of, oh my God, I can't believe how expensive Tampa is in the series. It should be a lot closer. Well, Montreal, their top line is unbelievable. They really thin out after Suzuki, Caulfield, Slafkovsky. Noah Dobson, who is their number 2 defenseman, is going to miss the series. A lot of this has been Jacob Dobish has been unbelievable. Tampa's been really banged up, but it seems like they're going to have everyone back. I just think the 230s out there feel really cheap on Tampa. I think this should be closer to $3. Tampa's really good. Another thing that might get lost in the second round, it's something to think about going ahead, is Ottawa is clearly the third best team in the Eastern Conference, and I don't think it's particularly close. And they're a pretty big dog against Carolina, and I think the price is mostly correct. But I feel like if Ottawa beats Carolina in the first round, they're just going to open too cheap against a really outclassed Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, whoever comes out of that series. I think Ottawa is very, very good. And if those who knew that had some really juicy future prices on Ottawa about a week and a half ago.
Okay. Do you think the Bruins are going to be a public dog in their series against Buffalo? And what do you make of the Sabres overall?
I haven't been as high on the Sabres as the market has down the stretch here. They've been unbelievable since the Olympic break, and frankly, a little bit before the Olympic break. Tampa was -$50 to win the Atlantic at some point in February, and it wasn't so much that Tampa collapses. Buffalo never lost. They just won every game, every night. And a lot of it was, they're a lot deeper than they ever have been, and, they can come at you with at least 3 really good lines, if not 4. I don't know what I think. The series price is mostly correct. I think Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, what is he really? He was unbelievable for 3 months. He was one of the best goalies in the league. Does he continue? If he does, Buffalo's going to be a really tough out. But I don't know. I don't see anything really wrong with the price on either the series or game 1. I think Buffalo probably wins. I think Boston is absolutely terrible defensively. And you don't see a lot of it because Swayman has been really good, but eventually they're going to play a team that, just has a lot of offensive weapons, and they're not going to have any answers. It might be Buffalo, and if it's not Buffalo, it's definitely the second round.
Okay. Jeff Davis, our guest, Circa Sports here in charge of the NHL numbers. So on any of these teams that we've talked about in the East, like the Penguins, maybe Boston, could be Buffalo from earlier in the year, does Circa Sports have any big liability on any of those teams?
Yeah, the way I manage the future book, I've thought that Colorado, Tampa, and Carolina were kind of head and shoulders all year, and had kind of gone out of our way to keep those teams. So they're all really good winners for us. And if anything outlier at all happens, it's probably not going to be good. The Penguins are an unmitigated disaster. We took a pretty big bet at a pretty big number, like 150-1 earlier, much earlier in the season. And it just is what it is, right? You hang the prices that you think they should be. And if somebody came in, made a pretty good bet, and basically they timed it with a great hot streak. And, they've got a really good bet right now, and they're probably going to beat the Flyers, but they got a really, really tough matchup in the second round. I would be surprised if they're playing in the Eastern Conference Final, but it's hockey, and anything is possible.
Yeah, well said. Hey, Jeff, that was great perspective. Great catching up as well. Thank you.
Sure, guys. Take care.
Be good. There you go. Jeff Davis, longtime odds maker here in Vegas and at Circa, does all the NHL numbers here on the Progressive Guest Line.
Can you imagine if Edmonton loses?
Oh, well,
Edmonton, Colorado in the first round. That's worse than Edmonton, LA for the 5th year in a row. We can't have Edmonton, Colorado in the first round.
Well, why not?
Edmonton just needs a point, but
I think Edmonton Kings would be worse.
Yeah.
At least Edmonton, Colorado, that means that we would get it in the playoffs, and it could be every game's going to be 7-4.
I was talking to Jonathan Davis. He says Anaheim has got to win this game because they were awful. They got totally dominated against Colorado. DraftKings has every series, will there be a hat trick, double overtime, and a game that has 10-plus goals. That's pretty good.
Win, lose up next. All good things must come to an end, such as this 15-year streak that was snapped yesterday. Paulie's got all the details coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Your favorite VSiN shows and personalities are now available to download as podcasts. Catch every hour of our live broadcast with VSiN Best Bets, or find your go-to show and download it directly. Get instant reactions to last night's games, sharp analysis on today's biggest matchups, and everything in between. Whether you're commuting, working out, or just catching up, VSiN lets you take the action with you wherever and whenever you want. Search VSiN on your favorite podcast platform and get in on the action with VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Warriors 2-1, 5-1 in play. Most points, Curry plus 175. Most assists, Dunn 22-1. Collins had most rebounds. I didn't even see him listed.
They did not in the Philly game. Caesars did not list Andre Drummond. He wasn't posted for some reason.
Is that right?
He had 10. What did Edgecombe have?
Yeah, he did 9.
So he led it without.
It was weird. Yeah. Edgecombe and Carter dead heat plus 325. Edgecombe 9-1. Most threes, Oubre 18-1. Most threes, Bain grew up in the darkness plus 850. Drummond double 4-1. Vegas wins the Pacific. Some big tickets out there. They were in third place when Tortorella took over. And Mathurin to score 20 points plus was plus 450. He was awesome in the loss last night. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in, we'll put you on. It's that easy. Al Lasso, great lawyer, was in Florida at a casino with his buddy. He was standing next to him when he hit this. $25 denomination. He gets dealt ace, queen of hearts, and it comes queen, 10, king for $100,000. We left with a satchel, he said. Oh,
damn
what a
right
feeling.
You are.
Yeah. Took the cash. And he left.
Did he have security walk him out? Curious about
I would
that.
hope so, yeah.
Yeah, you get that much money, you have to.
Yeah, and they took a picture of it that said paid out $109,000.
And by the way, dealt 2 playing $25.
Dealt 2 when he gets it.
Okay.
That's rare. Only happened to me a couple times to be dealt 2. That's your big boy. Congratulations. Good to hear from you, Al Lasso. How about this? At this hotel, you can have the Mountain Dog delivered to your room.
The Mountain Dog delivered?
Yes.
To your room?
Okay, hey, bye, buddy. How you doing? Come right in.
Like, I miss my dogs at home?
I don't know.
So can you send them up? I want to pet them for a little while?
Well, I showed that. Like, Jordan Scott's wife sent the one in. There's a place you can go to in New Hampshire or Vermont, whatever it is, and it's golden retrievers, and you drink wine. You just play with the golden retrievers. Yeah. So here it's just, hey, buddy, how you doing? Come on in.
There's a place, I think, in Costa Rica. When you're on vacation, you can go there and you can like hang out on the side of a mountain or a hill or whatever it is, and all the stray dogs there will come out and play with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and people do it like on vacation.
That's excellent.
My Instagram feed, man. You click on the wrong thing once, and it's like, what the hell am I looking at here?
Sure, no kidding. Yeah. Clippers, 3.5 up to 5.5. Unmitigated disaster. It's over. Chris Paul, knock it off. What are you doing? You're better than that. Dancing on their grave because they let him go, and come on. You're a veteran. You're a Hall of Famer. Don't have to do that. That's like what Williams did last year after the Lakers got eliminated because the trade fell through.
Yes.
You weren't even on the team.
Right.
Come on. And the Tampa Bay, they had lost 15 straight games when played on April 15th. And that comes to an end. What a bizarre streak that is.
Did you bet against him
Isn't
yesterday?
I didn't know about it till the game was underway. But that was, yes, bad beats. Angels blew it in the ninth, plus 160. Well, good response as they blew out the Yankees today. How did the Mariners respond tonight? Don't bring a closer in a non-save situation. 6-2 in the ninth. Munoz blows it. The last 4 runs by San Diego were with 2 outs. Merrill with the walk-off.
It's a horrible loss by Seattle.
6-2 in the ninth. They lose the game.
Yep.
And the Friars keep it going.
Yeah, they can't lose.
No. 8 in a row, averaging 7 runs a game. Oh, that's such a bad loss. But that's baseball. And just, Kansas City can't hit all the... Kansas City's put up a 6th spot in the 7th. I mean, these bullpens, it shouldn't be that hard. Sports calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all. They've been winning for 15 straight years. When the Sharp Plays move, the books take notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel. They find the value before the numbers shift. Respected, watched, and feared. And the Sharp Plays pulling in selections and intel from over 500 pro bettors and sources worldwide across all sports. And they send it out to subscribers in real time. Awesome info and connections. Start winning with them. SharpPlays.com.
I'm always fascinated by these kind of stories. So Tom Pelissero had this tweet that former Indiana running back Kalen Black had 12 pre-draft visits. The last one, he said, was a doozy. He was traveling from Vegas the other night after visiting the Raiders, Black's connecting flight was canceled at Chicago O'Hare, and he slept at the airport. The Bengals sent an Uber to drive him early in the morning to Cincinnati. Now, do you look at that and say, this is the team that I want to go to because they were thinking outside the box, but that's the best they could do, is send an Uber for me?
Yeah.
But if his flight's canceled...
Well, they know they're cheap. I don't know. You're going to... Remember, until people publicly outed them, the questions these guys are asked.
I know.
Like, this is a job interview. What? Is my mom a hooker? What the hell's going on?
That's automatic, like, I do not want to play for you.
That's right.
And you want to punch the person in the face, quite honestly.
Good job. Des Bryant put that out there. What the hell? What does this have to do with anything? What kind of question is that?
What are you hearing on the draft, some of these picks?
Well, I think...
Got some intel for us?
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to go O-line at number 5. And Maui Nawa is plus 380 to go to the Giants. For some reason, if Love doesn't go 4th, they could trade the pick. Because then someone might come up and take a running back. Love to go 5th is plus 550 at DraftKings. Maui Nawa is plus 380 to go 5th. And I the more I read, and I got to go with our guy Rizzo, Fano is going to go to Cleveland at plus 575 with the 6th pick.
I bet him a while ago.
Better price?
Fano, I got to go back and double check.
Okay. Those are the prices, right? Plus 575 right now. So I think we go Maui Nawa at 5, Fano at 6, likely Love at 4. But if you want to protect yourself in case there's a trade, because Love doesn't go to Tennessee, Love is plus 550 then to go to 5th, whoever comes up and makes that trade.
Well, then under that scenario, the team, I think whoever trades up for Love is going to get blasted. That's just going to be the narrative. I'm just going to point that out right now because people will react by saying you cannot possibly trade up. And I know Love is right there. People have him rated better than Genti coming out last year.
Oh, one more thing. There was... because they were mocking, a lot of people were mocking them. They say no way they're taking Downs at 5.
Okay, great. So
no way.
That also tells me, because I think, I'm buying into that, right? Like it's if the Giants stay at 5 and pick, the Browns stay at 6. Now, obviously, this can change with one phone call, and a team could trade up there. But if they stay there, I think they're both probably going to go offensive line. And again, what I was talking about yesterday, Tate to go over 7.5.
Yeah.
Is 2-1. That means that in order to lose that bet, the Commanders absolutely have to take him at number 7, or a team has to trade up to number 7 and take him.
You don't even bring that up to Rizzo. Unsolicited, he said they're not taking Tate.
That's right.
He's the favorite. They're not taking him.
I think I might have to add that to the portfolio. Just the possible path there. Now, again, it could be wrong, and the Giants could change their minds, and they could take him 5th overall, and then the bet's dead. But if you're hearing that it's going to be offensive lineman, then okay, hopefully that's pretty solid. A week from tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
It's coming up quickly. And we have Dan Lemberfeld on the show coming up in about 38 minutes. Covers the Jets and the NFL. Did you see this report now with David Bailey? The Jets canceled a visit with him. And because of that, immediately in the betting market, Reese became the favorite yet again.
Yep.
I just got to ask him, does that mean they're not taking him, or does that mean that they're convinced that he is going to be the guy at number 2? So they wanted to add more visits and just say, well, yeah, he's the guy, so why visit with him? Maybe there is that angle. And that could actually create value on betting Bailey again.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll have some intel there coming up.
Yeah.
And also, he's going to be very strong, I believe, on whether or not the Jets would use the 16th pick overall on Ty Simpson. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think if he goes in the first round, that's going to be
Arizona coming up or something right.
Or the Steelers maybe somebody trading back, something like that, and then that pick's going to be somewhere in the 20s. I don't think you can take Ty Simpson 16th overall. But teams do crazy things every single year in the draft, the way it seems.
24.5 over minus 330 now.
Keeps climbing.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Dan's going to agree with that then, the odds movement there.
Let's go over 5.5 with Styles. Because the Giants aren't taking them.
Okay.
That's another good one.
Is there any way... Well, I think there is, actually. The Titans would say, we're not taking Love. We're not taking a running back 4th overall. New coaching staff, they're defensive-minded, and Styles would be the guy at 4? And that would have to be with probably Reese and Bailey off the board, obviously, at that point.
I saw some more mocks. Sadiq going to Kansas City.
No.
Yeah.
That's popping again?
Yeah.
At 9th overall?
Popping.
Okay. Might have to bet that again.
Yep.
NBA coming up next. Circa odds maker Justin